Hi everyone, welcome to Today Be Cholesterol Smart Workshop. My name is Natalie, dietitian from Singapore Heart Foundation, and really happy to have all of you here with us today, to learn a little bit more about how your diet can actually support lowering your blood cholesterol levels, So today is a bit of an interactive segment, so you can see the flashcards in front of you, There's two true or false, 1 and 2. So during the session, feel free to answer questions, and we will have prizes for all of you as well that participate in the session, Alright, so I think now we can delve into the session today. So learning all about cholesterol. So some of you might have a couple of questions in your mind now. What exactly is cholesterol? Are there different types of cholesterol in our bodies? Does our bodies require cholesterol? And isn't cholesterol all that bad for me? So let's start with the first fact or myth. So you have a true or false question card in front of you. So this is the first question we have. Cholesterol is bad for you. Is this true or is this false? Amazing. So there's a couple of, lift it up still. There's a couple of false. There's a couple of mostly false I'm seeing and a couple of true. So does anyone want to explain why cholesterol is not bad for you? The ones who answered true. Do you want to raise your hand up and answer why do you think cholesterol is not bad for you? How about the ones who answered false, that cholesterol is actually bad for you? Who want to answer? Why is cholesterol bad for you? We have a lady there.
Cholesterol is bad for you, like cases like, it will make your blood vessels congested. Then your blood flow, there is good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. So good one, it helps you, it gets better, but bad ones is no good, like pork belly, those kind of stuff, those oily stuff, right? Then this is bad for you because it will affect your heart, the arteries and the veins, right? So your artery will be clustered and congested, then it will affect the flow of the blood to your heart. That's why it's bad.
Amazing. Good. We can give her a little prize. Amazing. Let's give her a round of applause. So basically she's saying that there's good and bad kind of cholesterol. So the answer is actually false. So cholesterol isn't inherently bad for us, because our bodies actually require cholesterol to build cells, make vitamins, and also hormones, But like just the lady that she mentioned, too much of a cholesterol will become bad for us, So today we'll understand a little bit more about what is too much and what types of cholesterol is there in our bodies. So cholesterol is actually a waxy fat-like substances in our body, And did you know that the liver actually makes all of the cholesterol that our bodies need, And the rest actually comes from our foods that we eat, So how many types of cholesterol are there? Does anyone want to make a guess? How many types of cholesterol are there? Maybe the red lady there?
There are two types.
Amazing. What are the two types of cholesterol?
One is HDL, one is LDL.
Very good. Round of applause. Everyone seems very smart here. Very good, everyone. So amazing. So there's two types of cholesterol in our bodies. And some of you have verbally said out. The two types of cholesterol is called LDL and also HDL cholesterol. So when it comes to good, there's also bad, correct or not? So LDL cholesterol, how you remember it? So L meaning we want to keep it as low as possible, means it's the lousy, the devil one. So this is the one that just now the lady has mentioned. Excessive will actually build up and accumulate in the arteries, which will limit the blood flow to our heart, and this will increase our risk of heart diseases and stroke. But HDL is the good cholesterol. H meaning we want it as high as possible. So H meaning healthy. So what it does is like a sweep, It sweeps away, the bad, the fatty builds up in the arteries, so it opens up the pathway and allows the blood to flow much more smoother and reduce the risk of heart diseases and stroke, so this is the cholesterol targets that we have. So sometimes when you go to the doctor's office and you take a lipid panel, you will have a couple of readings, So just now you mentioned LDL cholesterol is the bad one. So you might see triglycerides as well, So triglycerides is actually another type of fat in our blood, That actually with increased triglycerides and increased LDL cholesterol will both increase your risk of heart diseases. So do take note of both, And we want to make sure they are kept in the desirable level. And also HDL, we want to make sure that it's kept in a good level as well, So for further information, do check in with your doctors on specific targets. So is this all real? Okay, so based on this study, it has shown that statin and non-statin therapies, okay, including the diet control that we have, actually helps to reduce, with 1 millimole per liter decrease in LDL cholesterol, actually reduce 25% of any vascular events. Okay, so when it comes to managing cholesterol levels, I think today we are so interested about the diet part, okay, about the heart-healthy diet that we are looking at to lower our cholesterol. But not to forget, when we are trying to lower our cholesterol, there are different components that are so important, isn't it? Because we are all about that holistic management when it comes to our cholesterol. Never forget the importance of lifestyle changes as well, okay, like limiting your alcohol, smoking intake, and also making sure that you increase physical activity, reducing sedentary activity, and also stress management, okay. So stress also plays a huge part in our lives, and that's something we have to manage it slowly and well as well. So after that, of course, regular health checks. Okay, today morning we have a health check in store for all of you as well. So some of you might have attended that. Okay, so going for a regular health check, just being able to be aware, okay, self-aware of what levels you are at. Are you at a healthy BMI level? How's your lipid profile? And also whether you're at a normal blood pressure and blood glucose level, okay? So this is all an important part, but today we'll focus a little bit more around the diet. Okay, so now we'll go into the diet in support of lowering cholesterol. Okay, so now we have a fact or a myth question. Okay, is dietary cholesterol the only essential part of lowering cholesterol levels? Is this true or is this false? Okay, we see a couple of false. Okay, actually everyone answered false. Okay, does anyone want to raise your hand to answer why is this false? Want to raise your hand? Anyone? Okay, the gentleman in front here. Thank you for participating.
I think you need proper exercise. Including the diet and the exercise will help to lower your cholesterol.
Okay, okay, very good. Okay, give him a little prize. Okay, amazing there. Okay, so he's mentioning that diet is an important role as well in lowering cholesterol, and not only singling out on dietary cholesterol. Okay, so that's amazing. So there's different components in lowering our blood cholesterol. So the answer is false, okay? So dietary cholesterol is not the only part of it all, okay? So a diet actually rich in bad fats like saturated fat and also trans fat, okay, has been shown to actually increase your risk of cardiovascular diseases as well. And of course, a diet rich in refined carbohydrates, sugars, they also increase triglycerides level as well. So it's all about the holistic management, and of course, like he said, exercise plays a huge role as well to lowering our cholesterol levels. Okay, so how do the fats in our diet actually influence our blood cholesterol level? Okay, because just now we mentioned that bad fats in our diet, like saturated fat and trans fat, have all of you heard of these fats before? Okay, seeing lots of nods. Okay, all of you are very educated. So today we can delve in a little bit more about it. Okay, so are all fats bad for me? Okay, is this true or false? Okay, false. Okay, does any brave soul want to raise your hand and answer why is this false? To share with everyone a little bit more about why is not all fats bad for me. Okay, we have a lady there. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Because some fats are converted into energy.
Okay, so some parts are converted into energy. Okay, but anyone want to answer why? Okay, the lady in front. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay, so the lady in front said unsaturated fats are good. Okay, so we can give 2 prizes to both of them. Amazing. Okay, so unsaturated fats, like she said, so there are different types of fats in our diet. So the answer is false. Okay, because there are bad fats, okay, but there are also good fats. Okay, because fats are really essential in our bodies, to protect our organs, and also a transport system for fat-soluble vitamins as well. Okay, so definitely not all fats are bad for us. Okay, we have good and we have bad. So it's really all about the balance and really understanding how you can minimize the bad fats and replacing it with the good fats, okay, in order to reduce your risk of cardiovascular diseases. So today we're all about substitution. Okay, that's very important. Instead of cutting everything out from your diet, okay, we want to make sure you have good substitutes in your diet so that you can make it a holistic diet that is sustainable. Okay? Okay, so how many types of fats can be found in our diet? Okay, does anyone want to guess how many types of fats and what fats they are? Okay, maybe the lady in yellow, she might want to give it an answer. How many types of fats there are in our diet?
2 saturated fat and unsaturated fat.
Okay, good. Okay, a good prize for her there. Okay, so there are, good. There's saturated fat and unsaturated fats in our diet. Okay, but there's actually 4 types of fats. Okay, how come? Okay, because there's actually a subcategory for the saturated and unsaturated fats. Okay, so there are 4 types of fat: monounsaturated, saturated fat, trans fat, and polyunsaturated fat. Does anyone want to group for me which one is under the good and which one is under the bad? So it's a hint is that 2 of them is good, 2 of them is actually under the bad fats. Okay, so maybe the lady in front, in black,
Maybe monounsaturated and polyunsaturated.
is which one? Is good or bad? Good. Okay, then the other one is the bad one, saturated. Amazing. A gift for you. Okay, so that's correct. Okay, so the good fats, they are called poly and monounsaturated fats. Okay, so these are the ones that will increase the good cholesterol and reduce the bad cholesterol, LDL. And the bad fats, they are called saturated fat and trans fat. So now let's delve in a little bit more about it. So I've heard a lot about the effects of saturated fat and trans fat, but is it all real about reducing it from our diet? So we can see from different kind of studies that has been shown that reducing dietary saturated fat actually reduce our cardiovascular mortality risk by 21%, and also a diet high in saturated and trans fat also associated with higher mortality in cardiovascular diseases and also cancer. Okay, so it's all real on this. So when it comes to a diet that is really rich in saturated fat and trans fat, what it does is you increase your bad cholesterol called LDL and reduce your good cholesterol called HDL. And what does it happen? A little frenzy heart there. Okay, that's really sad. Okay, because it's really clogged with a lot of plaques and all that, and leading to atherosclerosis as well. Okay, so let's have a look here. Okay, foods that are high in saturated fat. So when we have a look at foods that are high in saturated fat, we can actually note that they are usually rich in animal sources and a lot of the fatty parts of the meat. Okay, so a lot of the fatty streaks, okay, the chicken skin, okay, the fatty layers and all that. Okay, so this is where a lot of the foods that are high in saturated fat come from. And of course, your processed meat item, full cream dairy as well, okay, will have rich amount like full cream milk, full cream yogurt, and then after which plant-based sources as well, like your coconut cream, coconut milk have a higher amount of saturated fat content. So it increases your LDL and increases your risk of heart diseases and stroke. So foods that are high in trans fat, okay, usually it's a form of processing as well, like your really deep fried products. Under the processing method, it actually increases trans fat content, and a lot of baked products as well, like your pies, cookies, chips, okay, and your deep fried items, okay, usually have higher amount of trans fat content. So trans fat increases, raises the bad cholesterol and also lowers the good cholesterol. So it's actually a double whammy there. Okay, so if we eat too much bad fats, okay, it will clog up our arteries, okay, and then result in increased risk of cardiovascular disease. So what are the tips to limit saturated and trans fat? So if we do this in a consistent basis every single day, okay, this will actually make a huge difference to your overall cholesterol health. So firstly, remove, okay, any visible skin or fat before cooking and eating. Okay, this will significantly reduce your saturated fat content. Whenever we can, try to go for fresh instead of processed meats. Okay, fresh lean meats, fresh fish, anything that you can find instead of processed food items. Okay, whenever you can also, instead of full cream, try to go for the low fat or skim items. Okay, like the low fat milk or the low fat yogurt, plain preferably, okay, not for the added sugars. And ask for less or limit gravies and sauces. A simple step like that also significantly reduce your saturated fat content. Okay, it's all the little steps that count. Go for healthier cooking methods. So what is the only unhealthy cooking method that you should avoid? Very good. Everyone's smart here. Deep fried, okay? The others are good for you. Now we have so many. There's roast, there's grilled, there's pan fried, there's air fried, there's steamed, okay? So you can explore different cooking. And instead of, maybe those more deep fried kind of snacks, maybe you can try to, open your mind and go for some air pop popcorn or even some wholemeal crackers, crisp bread, or even roasted chickpeas or steamed chickpeas as well is good. Okay, so just now the lady in front mentioned about unsaturated fat, yeah, so that's the good fats, okay, and the gentleman say with regular exercise, okay, actually keeps our heart really healthy and happy. So what it does is that it reduces the bad cholesterol, LDL cholesterol, okay, and increase, okay, the good cholesterol, HDL. So that's what we are hoping for. So foods that are high in good fats, okay, they have two types. They are called mono and also polyunsaturated fats. So monounsaturated fats, you can find a lot of things like your avocado, your your canola oil, your olive oil, your nuts and seeds. Polyunsaturated fat, you might have heard of the omega-3s, okay, the fatty fishes like the salmon, mackerel, herrings, even tuna in canned in water. Olive oil is a very good option as well as sardines, okay, and even nuts and seeds. Flax seeds, chia seeds, okay, all these are good source of plant-based omega fatty acids as well that you can incorporate into your diet. So the evidence actually recommends to replace the good fats with the bad fats, but of course in moderation. So when we eat more of the good fats in our diet, what happens is we have more sweets, right? Okay, to actually sweep away the fatty deposits out of our arteries so that it clears the pathway and reduce our risk of cardiovascular diseases. Okay, so the bad guy is slowly removed. Okay, so what is a daily allowance? Okay, so based on a recommended diet of 2,000 calories, our fats intake should about 25 to 30%. Okay, and less than 10% should come from our saturated fats, and about more the rest should actually come from our unsaturated good fats. So based on a 2,000 calorie diet, okay, saturated fat limit we can see is about 20 to 24 grams, about 4 to 5 teaspoons, and trans fat to keep it as minimal as possible. Okay, so I'm sure all of us really like, to eat out, and maybe before this you might have eaten in the hawkers as well. Okay, so now we'll just play a little bit of a game, okay, around would you rather. Okay, so you can use your flashcards 1 and 2, okay, to play along with this game. So would you rather roasted chicken rice or chicken herbal soup with rice and vegetables? Okay, 2, okay, a couple of ones there. Okay, amazing. So seems like a lot of you like the chicken herbal soup with rice and vegetable. Okay, so let's expose a little bit, okay, about the saturated fat content in this meal. Okay, so we can see that the roasted chicken rice, okay, actually already meets close to half of our daily recommended saturated fat limit. Okay, and also the flavored rice contains about 1.5 teaspoon of chicken fat instead. But then, well, for the chicken herbal soup, because it's a clear base, soup base, so it actually meets around just 1% of our daily saturated fat limit. But of course, because it's a soup base, we just want to be mindful of the sodium. Okay, so does anyone want to share here, where does the saturated fat content actually comes from the roasted chicken rice? From just now, we shared a bit about the saturated fat. Is this gentleman in front of us? Okay.
The skin.
The skin, okay, amazing, very good. Anything else? Anyone else? What else is a contributor of the saturated fat content in this dish? Okay, the grey, is it there? Oh, the oil, okay, she's saying the oil, the flavored rice, okay, very good. Okay, so like the gentleman and lady there, she mentioned that, it's about the chicken skin, okay, about anything with the animal skin and fat, it will significantly increase the amount of saturated fat content, and also the flavored rice, okay, there's additional oil and chicken fat inside as well, okay, so all these little things actually adds up to lead to close to half of our daily recommended saturated fat limit, so amazing. So what we can do, okay, firstly, we can actually ask for more cucumbers or vegetables to increase our fiber intake, okay? And after which, we can also remove the chicken skin. Okay, this is a very simple step, but can significantly remove by close to half of the saturated fat content already, just by removing the chicken skin. And ask for chicken breast instead of chicken thigh. So the cuts of the chicken matters a lot as well. And opt for steamed rice instead of flavored rice, okay, because amount of saturated fat content from the chicken fat, as the lady mentioned, from the oils and all that. Okay, and keeping the sauces at the side, okay, instead of, just pouring it all on, and refrain from adding any additional sauces and gravies. Okay, so would you rather laksa lemak or, Penang asam laksa? Number 1 or 2? Okay, so many of y'all choose 2. Okay, does anyone want to share why you will prefer 2? Okay, the green lady there, yeah? Why would you relate it to saturated fat?
Laksa lemak has got coconut oil.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so I prefer that one. That one is a bit more soury and more liquid.
More spices, more soury, more liquid, okay? So ladies say that it's because laksa lemak has a coconut product inside, okay? Some coconut cream and all that, so she prefers not to have it, and she prefers a more soury, tangy taste, okay? With the, fish broth for Penang Assam laksa, okay? Amazing. So let's have a look, okay? One bowl of laksa lemak already meets close to 90% of your recommended saturated fat limit. So just one meal already close to bust your whole day of saturated fat limit, okay? And why so? Okay, does anyone want to answer why so? I think she's already mentioned, okay, it's a coconut-based products, okay, like the coconut cream, coconut milk. Okay, but of course, sometimes there'll be processed meats inside, like fish cakes and all that, which increases the amount of saturated fat as well. Okay, and for Penang Assam laksa, okay, what you can see the difference is one of it is a coconut-based gravy, and the other one is a clear fish-based kind of broth. Okay, and this can actually significantly reduce the saturated fat content. So what we learned today as well is that instead of creamy or coconut-laden dishes or gravy, try to go for the clear and fish-based kind of soup-based, and that can already significantly reduce our saturated fat with even meeting less than 1% of our daily saturated fat limit. Now, of course, not to forget, soups, they're higher in sodium, so just want to be mindful of excessive amount of soup that we consume. Okay? So tips for a healthier meal, okay, of course, the first huge one is to, if you are able to limit the amount of gravy that we have, okay, asking for more bean sprouts, okay, to add the amount of fiber content, limiting additional sauces and gravies, and trying to separate some of the oil from the sambal on the spoon, okay, sometimes they, together with lots of oil, and limit the amount of processed meats, meaning go for as fresh as much as possible. So next, okay, would you rather prata with egg, okay, and fish curry with coconut milk, or chapati or thosai with dal or fish curry without coconut milk? Okay, two, okay, 1, 2. Okay, mostly everyone is choosing 2. Okay, so does anyone want to make a guess which one will be higher in saturated fat and what is the causes? Okay, maybe that okay. Gentlemen, yeah.
The prata is made with lot of butters and creams on top of it, so it's not good. And also there's a coconut milk. Whereas the chapati and dosa is just rice. And
Okay.
And without coconut milk.
Without coconut milk, okay.
So also there is lot of dal, so this also.
And dal, yeah, okay. So then there's lesser amount of saturated fat content. Okay, good. So he identified that it's a coconut milk, and cream as well, and all that from the curry gravy, okay, and also the prata. So the prata usually, what could it be fried in that increases the amount of saturated fat? Does anyone want to make a guess? What could prata be fried in that increases saturated fat content? The lady in red, maybe?
It's fried in oil.
Okay, very good. Okay, oil, and anything else? Anyone? Okay, the guy in front in red, he answered ghee. Okay, very good. Okay, so that's amazing. So prata is also fried in ghee, okay, as well as oil, okay, and usually could be palm oil, which is high in the saturated fat content. Okay, that is why just eating this already meets 90% of your daily saturated fat limit. So whenever there are food sources of saturated fats inside, it will already tip it up, okay, be it the cooking methods and all that. Okay, so instead, chapati or thosai is a healthier option, okay, like the gentlemen say, okay, that they use sometimes the wholemeal flour and also, the grinded rice flour, okay, to actually make chapati or thosai. And also, of course, dal. Dal is a very good option as well, okay, because it's beans, okay, which is rich in plant protein, okay, and of course, fish curry without coconut milk will be a better option as well. So all of you are really good towards your way of a cholesterol-friendly diet, okay, we are really happy. So it's less than 20%. So tips for a healthier meal, of course, we can share with our family and friends, or stick to one prata at a time. Opt for dal or fish curry without coconut milk. Okay, avoid dipping into sugar, swapping prata for chapati or thosai. Okay, reducing the intake of gravy and requesting for less oil when they are cooking. Okay, so some tips for a healthier hawker meal. So we are going to eat in the hawkers, okay? The most important thing that you need to have is some tips in your pockets, okay, on how to make it a healthier option for you. Okay, so some tips is, whenever you can, okay, try to opt for plain over any flavored rice. Okay, because this will significantly reduce the saturated fat, sodium content in the meal as well. Okay, and select dishes prepared without coconut milk or cream. Okay, like what of you all have identified those sources that are rich in saturated fats, and removing any the chicken skin, okay, or anything. Try your best to go for the lean ones instead. Okay, like the roasted chicken breast or anything. Okay, and opt for clear soup instead of any creamy based soup. And whenever you can, limit the gravies and sauces as well, and ask for more vegetables. Okay, the more vegetables you have, the merrier it is. Okay, then after which, limit the amount of deep fried or processed food items and go for fresh. Okay, so if you note a few words, is fresh, a clear based soup instead of creamy based soup, less gravies. Okay, try to go for fresh instead of processed, and limit gravies and sauces. Okay, so now grocery shopping. I'm sure all of us will do grocery shopping. We have families and all that. Okay, and we definitely need to choose, protein items, okay, from our supermarkets, buying for our families, okay, when they are cooking. Okay, so whenever we buy our meats and, our chicken, okay, the cuts that we get are really, really important as well. Okay, because when you go for maybe a chicken thigh, okay, or a chicken wing instead of a chicken breast, it actually affects the saturated fat content as well. So we can have a look here, okay, just chicken thigh with skin, okay, just one of it, okay, versus chicken breast without skin, okay, there's a difference. One already meets about 20% of our daily saturated fat limit, okay, and chicken breast without skin is actually less than 2%, okay, of our saturated fat limit. So just by choosing the cuts, okay, a healthier cut will make a huge difference. Okay, so dairy. Okay, so when it comes to dairy, just now we were mentioning anything with the full cream milk, okay, items like that, they have higher amount of saturated fat content. Okay, so instead, going for a low-fat milk or skim milk will be a healthier option that is recommended. And just by drinking 1 cup of full cream milk, already meet 1/4 of your daily saturated fat limit. So imagine drinking 2 cups a day, because we need milk for, calcium, vitamin D. They are really good for us. But sometimes, we drink a little bit too much, okay, and not being mindful of the sources that we choose. This can actually tip our saturated fat limit quite a bit, okay, versus low-fat milk. Just 1 cup already meets less than 10% of our daily saturated fat limit. Okay, so does anyone want to just, answer a little bit more if coconut oil can be incorporated as part of a heart-healthy diet? Is this true or false? Okay, a couple of true, a couple of false. Okay, so maybe the person who answered true, that it can be incorporated as part of a heart-healthy diet. Does anyone want to explain or raise your hand to share with everyone? Okay, this lady in front. Okay.
Coconut oil has MCT.
Okay, coconut oil has MCT. Okay, how about the ones who answered false, that coconut oil is actually bad for a heart-healthy diet?
Saturated fat.
Okay, saturated fat. Okay, so amazing. So now we have 2 different, kind of controversies. So, when it comes to coconut oil, we have a couple of controversies, around the type of fats that are in our coconut oil. Okay, so the answer is actually based on a lot of research studies that we have been conducted. We can actually see that the coconut oil intake, okay, is actually really high in saturated fat content. Okay, and there's a couple of controversies about how the fats is being absorbed and all that. But the evidence still actually stems that it's higher in saturated fat content and could still actually increase our risk of LDL cholesterol. So from a heart-healthy perspective, or a heart-healthy diet, we will not actually recommend, and instead replace the saturated fat with unsaturated fats instead. Okay, like canola oil, sunflower oil, soybean oil. Okay, instead. Okay, so we can see that just 1 tablespoon of coconut oil already meets about half of your daily saturated fat limit. Okay, versus canola oil, okay, 1 tablespoon will meet around 5% of our daily saturated fat limit. Okay, so which are your favorite spreads? Okay, does anyone want to share what are your favorite spreads on your bread in the morning? Your favorite. Okay, maybe the sir there with the little kid.
Oatmeal bread.
Oh, you like oatmeal bread, but what kind of spreads you like to put on it? Any spreads you put on your bread?
I go with kaya.
Oh, he likes kaya there, okay. He likes kaya. Anyone likes kaya here? Oh, a couple of kayas here. Okay, anyone else want to share what's their favorite spreads? Okay, and why, maybe why do you think it's healthy or not healthy? Maybe someone to share. Okay, maybe the grey lady behind. Yeah, here's one.
Avocado spread
Oh, okay, and why do you choose avocado?
is the healthiest spread.
Oh, it's a healthier spread. Okay, who likes avocado here? Wow, a lot of people like avocado here. Okay, all of us towards a heart healthy diet, okay? So avocado spread, kaya, actually all green, but one is good, one is not so good, okay? So now we have a look here, okay? So I think some of us like butter also, okay? So butter, 1 tablespoon of butter, okay, already meets close to half of our daily saturated fat limit, okay? Because of the amount of animal fats inside and the hardening, okay? Hardening of a butter also increases the amount of fat content in the process. So 1 tablespoon of margarine. So nowadays, we might have seen margarine that are blended, okay, with other healthy unsaturated fats, oils, you know, like those olive oil, canola oil, okay? Those are the healthier option, okay, that we can go for. That you see, 1 tablespoon means around 10% of our daily saturated fat limit. But of course, just to be mindful, they are high in calories as well. Okay, so although so today we are looking at healthier substitution, isn't it? Okay, so if we are comparing butter, then we go down the aisle, which is margarine. That's a healthier option, the one blended with the olive oil, canola oil, and all that. And then we go to another step. Okay, the healthiest option, like what the lady just now said. Okay, avocado spread is an amazing option that you can go for. It's really rich in the good fats. Okay, and also it helps with your HDL, increase your HDL. Okay, so you can make like a guacamole spread, okay, or you can just put avocado on your bread as well. Okay, and then you can make, you know, different onions or tomatoes, okay, and then you can just put lime as well, okay, and then you can make into like a guacamole spread, okay. So another one is also peanut butter. Okay, so has anyone looked around for maybe some healthier kind of peanut butter in the supermarket and have found it? Anyone has tried it and want to share with everyone where you get it or what is it about and what type? Okay, the gentleman there.
I think I love peanut butter, but the thing is, it must be low cholesterol.
Or low
so
cholesterol.
Just look for low cholesterol
Okay.
peanut butter. I think that'll be okay.
Okay, so he shared with us about low cholesterol, okay, but another important thing to watch out for is actually making sure you look at the 100% nut butters and the natural kind. But of course, you can always look at the ingredient list, okay? We want to make sure when it comes to peanut butter is actually peanut. So first ingredient should be peanut, okay? Because the ingredient lists are actually listed by descending order by weight. So the first one will be the highest ingredient. Okay, if your first one you see is sugar, means it's not the best option now, okay? But there's now a lot of 100% peanut butter out there, the natural ones that you can actually go for, which is a heart healthier spread that you can go, okay? So there's even peanut butter, almond butter, okay, cashew butter, different type also have, okay? That one, no worries, you can go for it, okay? Just make sure you go for the 100% and the natural one. And of course, like we mentioned, avocado, hummus is also another kind of spread that you can go for as well. Has anyone tried hummus here? Okay, some of you, okay. Do you want to share with us how you make your hummus or how does it taste like?
My hummus, I buy in from the supermarket.
Yeah, how is it? Is it nice?
It's very nice and creamy.
Nice and creamy, okay.
Yes.
And what is it made of? Chickpeas, okay, very good, okay. So everyone can start to try as well, okay. Hummus spread is actually a chickpea kind of spread. You can even make it on your own as well with some lemon and garlic, okay. Just blend in, okay, because now you can buy those the canned beans in water. Okay, and then you can just put in a blender if you have, and then just put a bit of garlic and then a little bit of lemon and all that, and then when you blend it, okay, if not you can go to the store and get it as well, okay, so very good. So there's a couple of options you can go for, okay, so you can mix and match so that you reduce the amount of frequency that we're having it. So today we are not all about 100% cannot eat at all, no, right? So we are trying to make sure that we replace it more with the better options, and then we reduce the options that are not so good for us, so that it helps our heart health in the long run. We want to make sure it's a sustainable change, okay? Not one just because it's good for us, then we just do it. All right? Okay, so some cooking tips, okay? So I think all of you might be choosing some heart healthier oils as well here, okay? Like the sunflower oil, olive oil, canola oil, okay? Picking foods that are low in saturated fat, like the lean meats item, like the lean chicken, lean fish, you know, fatty fish, like your salmon, all that, skinless poultry and fish. Removing any visible fats, okay, before cooking, and opting for quick and easy protein, okay. So now there's very easy, like tau kwa, tofu, very quick and easy. Canned beans in water, you can easily find that in the supermarket now, okay, instead of the processed meat items, because I think sometimes people want to keep things for longer periods of time and it's a bit difficult, so they go for the processed meat. But now we have other fresh items as well, you can keep longer in the fridge also, okay. And even those like the canned tuna, sardines in water, olive oil, also okay. And then cook with, of course, I think this one, many of you very good here, right? With the cooking, you know, the ginger, garlic, and all that, you know, to bring out the flavor of the dishes. So we reduce the amount of sodium that we are using as well. And then replacing with herbs and spices also. And choosing products with, of course, healthier choice symbol and using healthier cooking methods. Okay, so next one, okay, everyone is doing so well today. So I only need to be mindful of my fat intake to lower my cholesterol levels, because we always know cholesterol, we think about fats, correct or not? But is it only need to be mindful about fat intake to lower? Is it true or false? Okay, since everyone seems to be very educated halfway through our session, okay? Okay, mostly false here. Okay, does anyone want to answer why? Why is it false? Okay. Lady in front.
I think you still need to exercise.
Or
regularly
exercise, okay. Okay, anything else?
and eat healthier food.
And eat healthier foods,
Yeah.
okay, very good. Okay, so the same thing about diet and also exercise, okay, but just now we also mentioned about triglycerides, isn't it? Right, so triglycerides is actually another type of fat in our blood. So what happens is excessive, okay, consumption of calories, okay, will be stored as fats in our bodies. And where can excessive consumption coming from? Especially from refined carbohydrates like sugars, processed grains, like the white grains and all that, alcohol, okay, all this excess can actually be stored as fat in our blood as well. Okay, so we need to be mindful not only, like what she said, the fats in our diet, but also, okay, the food choices that we are choosing when it comes to our grains as well, okay, the fiber intake, okay, we hear a lot about the fiber intake, isn't it? Okay, and also about, you know, the sodium and all that, and exercise, like she mentioned, very, very good, okay. So now, okay, we will move on to fiber. Okay, does anyone want to share a bit more how fiber can actually help with lowering our blood cholesterol? Anyone wants to share a bit more? And does anyone know about fiber? Okay, the lady in pink. Okay.
Fiber is good because it helps you to prevent you from constipation.
Yes, constipation.
And
okay.
it also helps because it makes you fuller faster.
Okay, yes.
And it makes you full, so you won't be so, then you won't like be tempted to eat more oily stuff,
Weight
stuff.
helps with weight management and control.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. How does it help with cholesterol management? Anyone? Cholesterol. How does it help to with cholesterol management? Anyone knows? The lady in red. Yeah. She has.
Take lot of fiber foods.
Oh, take lots of fiber foods. Okay. Okay, so maybe now we have a look, okay? There's actually different types of fiber in our body. So there's the insoluble fiber. So just like the lady mentioned, it helps us with, you know, constipation. We always hear eat more, you know, like the banana, these kind of things are fruits, correct? Not vegetable, help you to go toilet, okay? Because of the insoluble fiber, what it does is that it acts like a sweep. So it will sweep away and speed up the flow, okay, of digestion, okay, which clears the bowel system and allows you to go toilet easily. So this is the first type of fiber. Okay, so now, okay, yeah, clean. So the second type of the fiber, actually very interesting, is called soluble fiber. Okay, so soluble fiber, what it is like a koala bear. Okay, koala bear very good at doing what? Clinging. So you see, cling onto the cholesterol and then throw it out of the system. So that's what fiber does. It binds onto the bad cholesterol and throws it out of the system. So that's the second function of fiber. Okay, so when we think about fiber, okay, there's always, you know, different type of foods that people say are rich in fiber. So which of this food here is rich in fiber? Can anyone identify it for me? The lady in black behind, okay. Okay, fruits and nuts. Okay, anyone else? What else here is rich in fiber? Oh, the little kid there, she wants to answer which one is rich in fiber. Okay.
Badam.
Huh? Banana, is it?
Badam.
Oh, okay, okay. Maybe she's saying some fruits, yeah, rich in fiber. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, anyone else? Is eggs or cheese rich in fiber? No, okay, a lot of no there. Okay, someone wants to answer, okay?
Broccoli.
Broccoli is rich in fiber. Okay, very good. So all of you identified it correctly. Okay, it's a lot of the fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and beans. Okay, they are really, really rich in fiber. Okay, so sources of fiber are from fruit and vegetables, of course. But of course, you know, we have heard about the whole grain products, isn't it? You know, the brown rice, you know, all that goodness. Okay, that is where it comes from. And the beans and the legumes and the nuts, they are really rich in fiber. Okay, so whole grains. Okay, does anyone like whole grains? And what are whole grains? Okay, who want to share a bit more? Okay, the gentleman in white. Okay, you want to answer a little bit more. What are whole grains and why you like whole grains? Have you tried it?
Unpolished.
Huh?
Unpolished.
Porridge.
Unprocessed.
Oh, unpolished, unpolished. Okay, very good, very good. Yeah, so the gentleman there answer that is unpolished, unprocessed. Okay, so today we are looking at unprocessed, okay, items. Okay, so let's look at it. Okay, is it all true about whole grains, right? We always listen about eating brown rice and all that. Is it really true? Okay, so we can actually see from the studies, okay, that an increase in about 3 servings of whole grains a day actually reduced cardiovascular mortality by 22 to 26%. And for each, just 1 serving, okay, of whole grains a day, okay, actually also reduced cardiovascular mortality by 9%. Okay, so it's really true, okay, about that. So what is the difference between a refined grain and a whole grain? Okay, does anyone want to answer? What's the difference between a refined grain and a whole grain? Anyone? Okay, the purple lady at the back, okay.
The refined grains are those who are processed. Whole grains are not processed.
Very good. What types of refined?
The processed one?
Yeah, processed one. Is it
the
a what type?
machinery.
Not so sure. Anyone want to guess? Okay, what are the types of refined grains that we have in our markets? Oh, very good. Everyone answer correct. Okay, white rice. Okay, and then, so what is the difference? She says about the processing. Okay, so amazing. Okay, so what is the difference between a whole grain and a refined grain? As we can see here, a refined grain, the bran and the germ is being removed. Okay, so it's being really processed. So the bran is where all the fiber actually comes from. So remember, we want to eat whole grains because of the fiber content. Okay, but it's being removed. And then after which there's, of course, B vitamins, good healthy fats also that are also inside the grain. Okay, so that's why we want to eat the whole grain. Okay, brown but good. Okay, so let's have a look here. Sorry. So did you know, okay, that brown rice actually has 5 times more fiber than white rice, okay, and 2 times more iron as well. Okay, so now let's have a little bit of a answer. So I can eat more brown rice if I swap white rice with brown rice, because brown rice is healthier. Okay, so you can use your true and false. Okay, and who answered true wants to answer why is it true that you can eat more brown rice if I switch it from white rice to brown rice? Who answered true? Okay, the lady in red.
Because brown rice, you just eat a bit, then you will feel filling. But white rice, contain a lot of carbohydrate.
Oh, but you can eat more if you okay, yeah, mentioning about the amount lah. Okay, can. So those who answered false, does anyone want to answer why is it false that you cannot eat more brown rice just because you switch it over? The lady in black, yeah?
Too much brown rice is too much fiber.
Oh, too much fiber. Okay. So actually the answer is false. Okay, and why is it false? Okay, because even though brown rice, of course, is a good option, we will always encourage to swap to brown rice option, but the amount of carbohydrate content is really important as well. So remember our SHF heart healthy plate concept. So portion management is also very important. We are looking at heart healthy diet. Doesn't mean that it's a healthy food, means we can eat a lot of it. Okay, what we try to encourage is to keep a quarter plate of it to be filled with your whole grains, like about a fist size or medium sized bowl. Okay, so doesn't mean you eat, brown rice means you can eat 3-4 bowls of brown rice. Okay, very good. Everyone is amazing here. Okay, so what is 1 serving of whole grain? Okay, because just now we see at least, 1 serving of whole grain also can make a difference to reduce the amount of cardiovascular disease risk. Okay, but of course the recommendation is about 2 to 3 servings a day, around half of it. So 1 serving of whole grain is like 2 slices of wholemeal bread. Okay, half a bowl of whole grain noodles, bihun or spaghetti, 4 plain wholemeal crackers, 2 wholemeal chapatis, okay, half a bowl of brown rice, 2/3 bowls of uncooked oatmeal, and 1.5 bowl of whole grain breakfast cereal. So does anyone want to share with everyone here how many of y'all have tried some of these whole grains and how y'all fit it into your daily diet? Okay, and how is it like? Does anyone want to share a bit more? Okay, the lady in yellow. Yeah.
Actually, we use chapatis, like wholemeal chapatis for dinner. Like 2, it's more than sufficient. Like it's filling at the same time, it's nutritious also.
Yes, amazing. So we hear from a lady here that she has tried wholemeal chapati instead. Okay, because it makes you more fuller for longer periods of time. So that's what we are looking at for a heart healthy diet as well. It keeps you fuller for longer periods of time. So what does it do? It prevents you from overeating from snacking too much in between your meals. So what does it help with? Weight management as well. Okay, not only cholesterol management, but weight management is so important as well when it comes to a healthy BMI, to managing your cholesterol levels. Anyone else want to share what type of whole grain you have tried, enjoyed it, and really continue it every single day? Okay, the lady in purple there.
Breakfast instead of white bread will be wholemeal bread.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
and white rice will replace with brown rice.
Ah, okay. So how do you think it is? Is it nice so far, the texture and everything? Are you getting used to it?
Yeah, for brown rice, it's a matter of get used to it. Like, initially, it's like not so nice, but after a while, you get used to the taste.
Ah, okay. Have you tried mixing it before at the beginning?
Yes, mix first.
Ah, okay. Did it help you throughout the process?
Definitely.
Okay, good. Okay, amazing. So a couple, she has shared, okay, that she's tried brown rice and then switching the white bread to the brown wholemeal bread. Okay, very good. Okay, so a good step, okay, to start, okay, which is actually you can start with mixing your brown rice, okay, with your white rice, okay, to actually increase the amount of fiber content that you have in your diet. Okay, and of course, another strategy, you can also use one wholemeal bread with one white bread as well. Okay, so seems like a couple of you have tried, you know, a healthier option, okay, to increase the amount of whole grains in your diet. Okay, so now, are they all whole grains? You know, we have seen the red rice, purple rice, black rice, you know, all these kind of rice. Are they also whole grains? Are they also unprocessed? Okay, does anyone want to answer yes or no? This one, raise your hand. Who's the fastest? Oh, that lady, very fast. Okay, she said yes, it's all whole grains, okay? But why? Why is it all whole grains? Is it, does anyone want to answer? Why some people think that it's all whole grains, the red rice, brown rice, and all that? Anyone want to answer? Okay, the lady in blue, yes? Very good. Okay, it's unprocessed. But something I want to share with you a little bit more. How come got the color one? Okay, it's actually a compound called anthocyanin, which is an antioxidant, can be found in blue, purple, you know, berries, you know, blueberries and all that. You see the color pigment is actually called anthocyanin. So it's also rich, okay, in this kind of purple rice, red rice, black rice also. That is why it comes with a little bit of the color with it, okay? All right, very smart, everyone, very good. Okay, so now there are different types of whole grains. Okay, does anyone want to share, other than brown rice, what type of whole grains they like? Anyone here want to share and how they cook it? Maybe someone want to share a bit more? The lady in, yes, very nice.
Millet.
Oh, millet, okay, how you cook it? How you like to have it?
Mixed with rice.
Oh, mixed with rice. Okay, very good. Okay, amazing. So the lady in front, she likes to have some millet. Who likes xiaomi here also? Millet. Okay, a couple of nods here. Okay, a couple of raised hands here. Okay, so there are different types of whole grains in our diet. Okay, not only you know, millet, of course, very good, quinoa. Okay, brown rice. Okay, like the wholemeal chapati. Okay, also an option. Okay, how about that one, the brown one at the side? That one. That one is what? Very good. Okay, buckwheat. Okay, have anyone tried that? Okay, yes. Okay, Japanese kind of noodles. Okay, buckwheat soba. Okay, it's also rich in whole grains. Okay, and also the yellow one is actually corn. Okay, corn is also a whole grain. Okay, so you can add it in also in your diet. Barley is also a whole grain. Okay, and then after which, of course, the quinoa and millet and all that. Okay, so all these are different kind of grains that you can mix and match to actually increase the amount of fiber that you're having every day. So tips to increase the whole grain intake. Okay, so of course, like the lady mentioned, you can actually mix your white rice with your brown rice. Okay, this actually helps, okay, to increase the amount of whole grain consumption. So everything when it comes to increasing your whole grain consumption, increasing your good fats consumption, it's all about the little steps that you take every day. So just by every day, like she mentioned, she mixed the millet with the white rice. Okay, so this increases the fiber content just a bit, but it builds up over time. Okay, and next one, okay, maybe little kids, you know, they like to have fun, you know, one white bread, one brown bread, something like that, wholemeal bread. Okay, so that actually brings out an interesting kind of sandwich, okay, which increases the fiber content. Okay, and of course, sometimes you like to have crackers. Okay, why not just try a little bit of the wholemeal whole grain crackers, okay, to increase the fiber content you're having. And then swapping the refined cereals to whole grain cereals, okay? And to flavor it, instead of adding a lot of added sugars, okay, top it with maybe a low-fat milk, low-fat yogurt, or even soy milk, okay? Reduce sugar, okay? And then put a piece of fruit, okay, instead of honey or dried fruits, okay? So after which, basing one meal a day around a whole grain. So that's a very good start you can have also. So for breakfast, instead of white bread, go for wholemeal bread. That's already one meal. And already, just now we see one serving a day already reduce your cardiovascular disease risk as well. Of course, if you want more, the merrier, and then it helps better with your cholesterol management. Okay, so of course we will not forget about fruits and vegetables. Okay, fruits and vegetables are really good for you. Okay, they're really low, of course, in calories, rich in fiber, lots of vitamins and minerals as well. Okay, so how many fruits and vegetables should we have in a day? Does anyone want to make a guess? 2 fruits, is it? Okay, the lady need 2 fruits, okay, and 2 vegetables. Okay, very good. Okay, that's good. All right. So what is 1 serving of fruit? Okay, so 1 serving of fruit is actually 1 fist size. Okay, you can use your fist size, okay, for round fruits, like fist size of apple, okay, or maybe orange or things like that. And when it comes to sliced fruits, okay, 1 slice, okay, like in the hawkers they sell 1 slice, that kind, that's 1 serving of fruit. Okay, and banana, okay, the long banana is actually considered 2 fruits, but a medium one is considered 1 fruit. And your grapes about 10 pieces or about a handful. Okay. So try to pick whole fruit over fruit juices, okay, to get the best of their nutrients and fiber intake. So a serving of vegetables, okay, is here we can see, okay, 3/4 cup of cooked leafy or non-leafy vegetables is considered 1 serving of vegetable, okay, and when you eat, the heart healthy plate concept, okay, about a quarter round plate is actually considered 1 serving of vegetables as well, okay. So does anyone here like to eat vegetables? Wow, many of you like. Okay, how do you like to have your vegetables? Does anyone want to share a bit more? So everyone gets a bit interested with it. Okay, the lady in blue in front. She stir fry her vegetable. Okay, very good option. Okay, so you can stir fry your vegetable. Last time people always think vegetable must eat steam. Steamed vegetables only. No, right? Now we can stir fry, with a lot of different aromatics like ginger, garlic, okay? Okay, so does anyone want to share a bit more how they stir fry their vegetables or cook their vegetables to make it so yummy and good that everyone eats more of it? No one wanna? Anyone? Yeah, okay. The lady in yellow, yeah.
Just like we have this carrots, beetroot, something, we can just like do little bit oil and then temper it little bit mustard, green chili, and then little bit of moong dal, that's basically lentil, that's a lentil. Then add the vegetable of your choice like carrots, then slightly cooked beetroot or beans, anything like this. Then little bit of salt, and then just close the pan, and in 5 or 10 minutes it will be cooked like based on the type of vegetable.
Okay.
It's spicy as well as good.
Yes,
nutritious thing.
amazing. So
just little bit of just a little bit of oil instead of adding lot of oil.
Yes, amazing. Okay, so the lady here is sharing us a recipe, secret recipe for making a very delicious, vegetable kind of, dish. Okay, little bit of lots of spices there, isn't it? Carrots sweet, bring out the flavor. Okay, so very amazing. So actually, vegetables we can tap on them as well. Like the carrots. Okay, sometimes we drink the ABC, so we put carrots inside. Okay, to bring out the sweetness. Okay, instead of putting in a lot of sugar and things like that, like what she mentioned. Then you can put the spices as well, and you can put a little bit of milk to make it pasty as well. Okay, so we can have like a vegetable kind of paste dish, or we can have it as a, a stir fry, or have it as a salad. Okay, so there are different interesting ways to have our vegetables. Very good. So tips to increase our fruits and vegetables in our meals. Okay, whenever we can, try to include vegetables in our meat dishes. Okay, because this will help us a little bit closer to a heart healthy plate concept. Okay, and whenever we can, include vegetables in your economic rice dish. Okay, so try to choose 2 vegetable and 1 meat option. Okay, whenever you can, treat yourself to some fruit or frozen fruit. Okay, how many of you has actually swapped your snacks to fruits instead for healthy option? Okay, the lady in pink, you want to share a bit more about how you have your fruit and why you like it that way?
What I normally do, sometimes I go and buy not watermelon or melon, rather I'll cut and I'll eat them, the fruits or in that way. Then sometimes I have a fruit diet. That means I have apples, watermelon, honeydew, mango, you make it in the fruit salad, so it'll be healthier. I'm a vegetarian, so I eat more fruits. So I'm trying to lose weight also. So that's why I eat more fruits. And it makes me fuller faster and it makes me healthier. Then I don't have dietary like problems like constipation, those kind of stuff.
Okay, very good. Yeah, okay. So she's sharing that, she has swapped some of her snacks to fruits instead, and it helps to keep her fuller for longer periods of time, but of course everything in moderation, okay? And then adding fruits to our breakfast oats or cereal for some sweetness instead, keeping baby carrots or cherry tomatoes or cucumber slices, okay, as a quick, easy snack instead, okay, when it comes to things like that. Okay, so now some functional foods for heart health. Okay, so I think some of us might be familiar, okay, with some of the foods here. Okay, the first one, does anyone want to guess beta-glucan? What is rich in beta-glucan? Anyone want to make a guess? And what does beta-glucan really helps? Okay, not so sure, never mind. Okay, so you all might be surprised. Okay, many of you might be already having it. Okay, it's your good old oats. Okay, Mai Pian, a lot of people having it here? Oats, yes. Okay, and why did you start on oats? Does anyone want to share why they started on oats and how did it help them? Did anyone want to share how the lady in red? Yes.
Because oats can give you a lot of fiber.
Okay, very good. Yeah, it can give you a lot of fiber. Like she said, fiber. Okay, so one of the fiber that's very special in it is actually called beta-glucan. Okay, so it's been scientifically shown that beta-glucan can actually lower, okay, it's a soluble fiber, like what we mentioned. It can actually lower our cardiovascular disease risk and reduce the amount of cholesterol in our bloodstream. Okay, but at least about 2 grams to 3 grams a day is a good amount. So about 1 cup of oats, okay, or even barley, okay, about 1.5 cup of cooked barley will already meet that amount. Okay, how about omega-3? Anyone, about this fish here, salmon, tuna can in water, mackerel. Anyone tried these fishes here? Anyone incorporate in their diet? Does anyone? Yes? The lady in grey want to share a bit more about it, and why is it good for your heart health?
They are low in fat, and their fats and their oils are
good for you lah. Okay, very good. Okay, so they are really rich in good fats. Okay, they are called omega-3 fatty acids. So omega-3 fatty acids also scientifically proven to actually reduce your cardiovascular disease risk. But there's a recommended amount to eat every week, okay, as much as you can to meet your weekly omega-3 limit. Okay, so the amount that is encouraged is at least 2 servings to 3 servings a week. Okay, so at least 2 to 3 servings is actually at least a palm size. Okay, a palm size is 1 serving. So it's quite simple and easy to maybe fit it in. Okay, does anyone want to share how they have start cooking, some of these fatty fishes like salmon, tuna in water? Does anyone want to share? Does it taste good and is it quite nice to eat? Okay, yes. Okay, so I see a couple of nods here. Okay, so does anyone want to share how they cook it or how you enjoy having salmon or some of these fatty fishes? Okay, the lady in black.
Actually, I try air frying it,
okay,
the
good.
salmon, and then
Yeah.
just put a little bit of oil, and then you put the spices, and then that's it.
And then is it nice and flavorful?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. So so she's sharing, you can actually cook your salmon in just an air fryer, okay, or even just pan fry it, or bake it as well. Put a little bit of herbs and spices, could even put a lemon, a little bit of juice, lemon juice as well, just to make it tangy as well. Okay, so these are really, really good options as well. Okay? Yeah, so still salmon as well. Yeah, so under the fatty fishes category. So that will also be rich in omega-3 content. Yeah, the fish, okay, the salmon, yes, correct. Okay, so next will be nuts. Okay, so nuts also, okay, are actually really, really good for our heart health. Okay, so does anyone want to guess why is it good for our heart health when it comes to nuts?
The protein.
Protein, okay. Okay, protein is one. Okay, yes. The oil, okay, the lady said the oil, okay, it's got good fats. Yeah, the good fats inside the nuts, which is mono and polyunsaturated fats that are really rich in good fats. But the type that we get is really important as well, isn't it? Okay, so try to go for the baked or roasted and unsalted one. So it has actually been, in the studies also that about 1 handful a day, okay, about 28 grams, okay, of nuts, okay, will actually also help to reduce your cardiovascular disease risk. So that's actually a really good snack, okay, that you can actually replace as well, okay, when it comes to a heart healthy diet. So when we're when we are thinking of snacking, okay, when we're having like our favorite snack in front of us, like, you know, maybe some potato chips or something like that, okay, and sometimes, you know, it's very hard, you know, to actually control yourself when you have a big bag of potato chips in front of you. So what you can do to better portion manage is actually to pair it with heart healthier snacks at the side, okay, so to have a couple of heart healthier nuts at the side, roasted chickpeas or steamed chickpeas at the side, some fruits at the side, so you have a different variety, okay, of snacks, okay, in your snack platter, so that you're not so overwhelmed to finish one big bag of chips because you still have other heart healthier options. Okay, so it's all about the substitution. Okay, so lastly, of course, okay, you might have seen some products like milk, you know, yogurt, you know, and things like that are fortified with plant sterols. Okay, so plant sterols, okay, they are found in a lot of plant-based food substances like your fruits, vegetables, and all that. Okay, but some it has been researched and shown that plant sterols, okay, what it does is that it blocks, okay, the cholesterol absorption in our bodies. Okay, but at least 2 grams a day is required in order to lower our overall cholesterol levels. Okay, so amazing. Okay, so when it comes to a heart-healthy eating diet, okay, I think today we covered a lot of different things, okay, about whole grains, okay, about good fats, bad fats, you know, okay, and of course the good, healthier options that we can go for. But the main basis, if we look at the first one, is to go for fresh items, okay, fresh lean protein as much as we can, like your lean chicken, your lean meats, your tofu, okay, your salmon fish and all that, and your different fish sauces, and one that's rich in whole grains, okay, fruits and vegetables, your whole grains that we mentioned about, your brown rice, quinoa, millet, and all that, your low-fat dairy products as much as you can, okay, and of course, you know, lots of herbs and spices, okay, instead of using sodium, okay, and of course, a lot of good fats in your diet as well. Okay, so if today everything you forget, for example, you forget everything, okay, you just need your hands actually. Okay, you just need your hands, okay? Because when it comes to a heart-healthy eating concept, it's all about our daily eating habits, okay? Your meal time in front of you, the portion management makes a huge difference. So does anyone seen our SHF Heart Smart Eating Plate concept? Very good. We see a lot of knots here. Okay, so what is the main basis that we are looking for is that we are aiming to make sure we have 2 feast size of fruits and vegetables, okay, with each of our meals, okay? And then after which we need about 1 serving of whole grain, which is about 1 feast size. Okay, so whenever you're eating, you need 1 feast size, and then karate like that lah. Okay, the protein about 1 palm size. Okay, so you just this amount. Okay, and then 2 feast size of fruit and vegetable. Okay, so as much as you can, try to follow this heart healthy plate concept. So whenever you're eating out, okay, you can think which store will give me more vegetables. Okay, that will lean you a little bit closer, okay, to a heart healthy plate concept. Because if we do not have the vegetable content there, we might eat more carbohydrates and the rice. Okay, and that might already tip us off a heart-healthy diet as well. Okay, so when it comes to cholesterol management, it's all about the holistic management of the diet. Okay, one that's rich in fiber, whole grains, okay, low in sugar, salt, and fat, okay, and one that's rich in fruit and vegetable. Okay, so do follow us all, okay, in our social media as well. You'll find a lot of information, recipes, okay, in our nutrition tips as well. Okay, do go there and have a look and read a lot of the articles, okay, to have some evidence-based information that's available. Alright, so just want to thank everyone so much for being so participative in the session today, and hope you all learned a little bit more about being cholesterol smart. Thank you.